What is going on? Welcome to Foothills Firearm Factory. I'm your host. My name's Drew, and the first thing I always do is give thanks to God for letting me be here today. Yo, yo, yo. You ever heard of the Freedom Finger? Well, the Freedom Finger is a new FRT made for the TX22. And, you know, I may or may not have been messing around with them a little bit out of curiosity. Now, I am a FFL. I have a manufacturer's FFL with an SOT tax stamp. So that means that I can legally have full autos. I can make full autos. I can have SBRs and suppressors and all that stuff. But I'll tell you the truth, I don't have any. I don't have any full autos. But I am allowed to have them. Why don't you have any full autos, Drew? If I could have full autos, I'd have all kinds of full autos. Well, here's the deal, man. You can't really do nothing with them but just go burn up a bunch of ammo. You know, if I take a gun, if I take one of my guns and I convert it to full auto, then I got to register it and do all this stuff. And if I ever gave up my license one day, I got to get rid of my gun. I got to like sell it or destroy it or something like that. And I want to keep all my guns. I don't want to do that. So I don't make any. And, you know, and I don't get to shoot a whole lot. So, you know, I don't want to just have some full autos that are just sitting around in a safe getting dusty, you know, and I've got to worry about whether or not somebody breaks in and steals them or you know what I mean? I just ain't never fooled with it. But I do like to play around with stuff just the same as everybody else. So got me some Freedom Fingers. So I'm going to go over. Now, YouTube won't allow me to show you how to put one in. I can't physically show you. I can't video myself doing the work, but I can explain it to you and give you some cuts of what it looks like on the inside of the gun, what you should do if you wanted to do it yourself. And we're going to go to the range and give you a quick little couple clips of me and my buddies out there shooting these things and show you what they do. So let's get into that. All right. So this is a TX22 compact, and I'm going to show you, sort of show you how to install one of these Freedom Finger triggers. You know, we call this a trigger, but it's not really a trigger. It is a sear, basically. Turns your gun into a FRT, forced reset. So first thing is you got to remove these pins. You see these little tiny pins here? These things are little. So the best way I found to do it, one side of these things is, one side is always flush. You see how these are flush like this? On the other side, it's always got an indentation in there. So I couldn't find a punch small enough to knock these out. So I found this little 1/16. It's a 1/16 punch if you have a punch. But I've been using this little bitty Allen wrench here, 1/16 Allen wrench. And I use it to punch these pins out. And I'm going to do that off camera, and I'm going to show you what you do next. Okay. Now I took my slide off. I took my pins out. Now this thing is loose right here. See how that's loose? So you're going to pull this out, and it's got one piece right here that's like a hook. And then it's got another piece that's straight up and down, which I'll show you once I pull this out. But what you're going to do is you're going to pull this piece up, and you're going to just kind of twist it out. and try to finagle it out. All right, so now that it's out of there, you can see what I'm talking about. There's an edge right here, or like a hook, and that hook goes in this little place right here. That's where your hook goes in. And then there's a straight piece right here, and that sets on this little shelf right there. I don't know if you can see that. It sits on that little shelf. So you take that out of there, and then you stick something in here, and you twist, and you'll pop that right out. It's on this side. So one side's got a little bitty arm right there, and one side don't have the little arm. The side that don't have the little arm, you want to stick your screwdriver in there, and you want to twist it, and it'll pop that safety off. I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. All right, as you can see, that safety comes out of there in two pieces, and it leaves you with this. If you hold this thing like this, so it goes into the gun like this, if you turn this thing completely around, you'll see this little guy right here, this little doodad right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to drive this pin down, and I just drive it down till it'll free this thing out where I can pull that out of there. And you're going to install your your TX22 Freedom Finger. And I'll show you which way it goes in there. I'm not going to actually put it in there because this is a gun I'm not going to put one in. But it'll go in there just like this. You see how this has got a little hook right there? You can see that same hook on this piece. So this little doodad right here will be hanging down. Where right now you've got that curved one. It'll go just like that, where that one's hanging down. And you put everything back together. So when you get, you get that all put in there, you put your safety back in, you put it back in to this piece where it's supposed to go, drive your pins back in, put your slide back in, then it'll be ready to rock and roll. All right, as you can see, I got it put back together. Like I said, I didn't put the trigger in this one. I've already done about 10 of these so far. That one here, this one here is a compact. It's not as desirable because it don't have the big magazine. But I will tell you, from my experience, we were out there on the range trying these things out. They worked pretty good. And every ones that we tried one person who had a compact. His seemed to work better than everybody else's, but it's got the smaller grip. So he was using the longer mag, which they're 22 round mags. They're not 30 round mags for YouTube, which they really are 22 round mags. He was using that 22 round mag, and it stuck out of the grip. It looked a little funny, but his ran better than anybody's did. But they all seemed to consistently work pretty well. Only had one person who said theirs didn't work the best, and I really do think that it was a problem with the gun. I told him to bring it back, and I'd either see if I could fix it, because it wasn't even cycling the slide at all. I think it was a problem with the gun. It was a new gun. Who knows? I'll have to check it out. But anyway, they all seem to work pretty good. Unlike the super safeties, I sell the super safeties also. Those, you end up having to change out your springs, change out your buffer weight, do all this different stuff to try to get the things to work. Some people put them in, they work flawless right off the jump. Other people have a lot of problems with them. So, I sell both, but these things have consistently worked better than the super safeties. All right, TX22 dual wielding Freedom Finger. Oh yeah, that's all she wrote. So I don't know if you remember this guy right here. This is the PM22. This is the least expensive 22 suppressor on the market as far as I know. There may be some that are cheaper, but as far as the ones that I can get, this is the least expensive. Now, I've talked about this thing before. I did a little video on it the first time that I shot it, and I showed you that this has 3D printed, as you can see here. It's a 3D printed baffle system, and you know, it did pretty good, but we have a problem. So whenever we were shooting the Freedom Finger the other day, the problem is that I guess I'm showing off my serial number, but so when we were shooting the Freedom Finger, I put this can on there. And now this can is not full auto rated, but I only loaded like 5 rounds. So I didn't video me shooting this on the gun because I wanted to see if it would work before I started taking video of it. So we put like, I think 5 rounds in the magazine, and we shot it. Worked fine, worked flawless. Now my buddy had a switchback, and we tried to shoot his same gun with the switchback, and it wouldn't do it. It wouldn't cycle. So for whatever reason, it didn't like the switchback, and we later on took half of the switchback off because, you know, it's modular, and we tried it that way, and it cycled fine. Might not have anything to do with it, but that's what happened. But anyway, when I took this suppressor off of the gun and turned it upside down, stuff started falling out of the suppressor. So I was like, oh no, I've probably, blows my mind that just, you know, 5 rounds would mess it up. And it's not really full auto. It's just, you know, it's pretty close though. But anyway, let's check this out. Let me show you what it looks like on the inside. You see that? Nothing. You can't see through it because it is clogged up, man. Like, you can't see any light through it whatsoever. And I can't get it unscrewed. I can't get it taken apart. So off camera here, because YouTube will not allow me to disassemble this in front of you, off the camera, I'm going to try to get this thing took apart, and we're going to look on the inside and see what it did. So this is a brand new one. This is what they look like, brand new. As you can see straight through it, right? Let me still pause this, and I'll show you what the inside of it looks like. So this is what a new one looks like. This is 3D printed polymer, and it has, you know, it looks like an aluminum, sorry, my camera's not focused, aluminum cap, and then the rest of it's just, you know, it's all polymer. But yeah, so this one, we can't get it out of there. We tried to use vice grips. As you can see, the tool marks on it. It is not coming out of there. And it looks like that this piece right here somehow is like up here. It's like up here in the can. I mean, it's like the whole thing is collapsed down, and there's bullets got stacked on there. It's a wonder it didn't blow the whole thing off of the end of the gun. But anyway, that's just something that happened at the range, and I wanted to make you aware of. If you do buy one of these cans here, which they're probably not going to like me saying this, I'm going to call them and see how their customer service is. They might say it's my fault and I'm screwed, but, you know, call them, see what they say, see how their customer service is, and see if they will I mean, maybe I could probably destroy this baffle piece, getting it out of there if they'll send me a new baffle. But man, that's I mean, and honestly, I did not shoot that thing until it melted. I have used it before, shot it before. Y'all seen me shoot it. I've ran several rounds through it, but I've took it apart since then. And yeah, I mean, I didn't shoot it enough. I wasn't so, I'd tell you if I did, but I didn't, I definitely didn't torture test the thing. So just be aware, if you buy one of these inland manufacturing suppressors, man, be real easy with it, and make sure and you check the inside of it frequently, and treat it with treat it lightly. Be easy with it. Just shoot single shots through it. Maybe even take you a little break in between shots. That's all I know. But anyway, I wanted to inform you on that deal that happened last night at the range. And I know I got some new guns that you've never seen before coming in next week. So until then, hey, if you've never asked Jesus to come into your heart, don't postpone that. None of us are promised tomorrow. Man, I have such a great time hanging out with my Christian friends. Everybody thinks just because you're a Christian and you don't drink and you don't go party and go to bars and stuff, you don't have no fun. I mean, did it look like we were having fun out there? Why, yeah, we have a good time. And we don't wake up feeling like crap the next day. So, please consider it. Consider joining our family, and I promise you will not regret it. And until next time, keep on keeping on, and have you good.